Just that. Alexei Toukov, Notes and Sketches from the Frozen North. April 15th, 1947. I loaded my bags and provisions onto a sled pulled by several sturdy, healthy beasts and left the Romansburg monastery, heading northwards in search of the mysterious peoples inhabiting the vast, desolate wastes of the Siberian tundra. My superiors had conferred on me the mission of evangelizing these pagan tribes from their heathen shamanistic beliefs. I traveled under an assumed identity, that of a lowly trapper. I had to be wary of the agents of the state and of the military, for whom any religious activity is suspect. They, for their part, traveled the length and breadth of eastern Siberia, trying to convince the villagers of the debatable benefits of collectivism. It took me several weeks to accustom myself to the unfamiliar harness. I found no dogs in Romansburg and had to make do with Yukis purchased from a hunter. The Yuki is related to both seals and dogs. In the wild, the Yuki lives on river banks. It is an easy capture for the trapper as its gluttony is well documented. In winter, it gorges itself on orange salmon, a prey that it often has to share in the wild with the fierce Siberian bear, another creature very partial to the fish. Once tamed, the Yuki is an affectionate but whimsical animal. It resists all forms of disciplined training, and only if there are no dogs available it is used to pull sleds. Certain Arctic peoples, however, seem to have better mastered the secret of their domestication, and the Yuki is central to their daily activities. Of all the peoples who inhabit these godforsaken regions, I find the Ukols the most fascinating. Perhaps that is why I headed for those regions where I was most likely to encounter them. Ukol religious mask, representing the soul messenger who guides the dying to the other world. The Ukols are fearful of him. The journey was long and dangerous. It wasn't until October 27th, 1947 that for the first time I made contact with the Ukols. I have spent long months living among them. I have come to know them and to understand them for who they are. I soon abandoned any notion of converting them. I applied myself instead to the study of their mores and customs. So little is known about the Ukols, less than is known of any inhabitant of the frozen north. Today they live far, far away at the farthermost tip of the Siberian tundra. Because of their remoteness and their inhospitable climate, the Ukols have remained small in number, overlooking the scientific community and the Soviet governmental overlooked by the scientific community and the Soviet governmental machine. The only documents available before my departure were several drawings, notes, and photographs taken 100 years ago by a Russian explorer, Marie Bodrinov. It is to her we owe what little is of the Ukol people and its culture. The Ukols hark back to the last ice age. Curiously, traces of their presence have been found in Western Europe, more precisely in the heart of the French Alps in the prehistoric caves of Valladolid. This suggests that over centuries they undertook a long migration toward the extreme north of the globe. The sacred harfang. The bird is often inseparable from the Ukol shaman. It seems to be considered in turns as his friend, representative, and even as his incarnation. Lemmings congregate on the open plains of Syberia. They feed on grains and small fruit that they store in their holes to face the scarcity of the winter months ahead. Lemmings dig deep tunnels in the ice to escape their predators. The hunters they most fear are harfangs, who seem to find lemmings something of a delicacy. On several occasions during my journey, I encountered traces of Ukol society far to the west of the areas we know today. Along forest trails I discovered small piles of carefully piled stones, altars on which Ukol hunters made ritual offerings to one of their pagan gods. We now know the reason for the Ukol's long migration. Their domestic economy was, it seems, directly linked to the mammoth. They used the mammoth for both transport and as beasts of burden, for meat, skin, fat, and ivory. It is beyond doubt that we are dealing with a genuine case of symbiosis between man and animal. Mammoths were forced north by changing climate conditions, and the Ukols followed. Some prehistoric cave drawings identified as being of Ukol origin have led the scientific community to conjecture that at one time the Ukols realized the incredible achievement of domesticating mammoths. They are, to our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to have represented man astride a mammoth. Ukol life was thus intimately linked to that of their pachyderms. They use their hides for clothing and to build roofs, wall, and houses. They use their tusks to construct the frameworks of their dwellings and for weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago had no immediate impact on the Ukol's way of life. It seems that they were able to retain the strong link that tied them to mammoths throughout millennia. As incredible as it might seem, Ukols still feed on mammoth meat today and use mammoth hide for clothing and to roof their dwellings. Their craftsmanship of mammoth ivory is altogether remarkable. It appears that the Ukols have managed to retain their ancestral habits by using over the years the many frozen mammoth bodies that are perfectly preserved in the frozen Siberian wastes. They are said to have lived off this enormous pantry for more than 30 centuries. To do this, they have hollowed out a vast network of caves in the frozen ground. According to the intrepid explorer Marie Baldrinoff, Ukol civilization has now gone underground. Specialists in the paleontology department at St. Petersburg have never credited Ukol myths and legends. However, the legend of the Siberian ice ark is typical of such folklore. It has long been considered a fable told by shaman in the evening to ward off the boredom of the long Siberian winter months. The legend tells that somewhere on a lost island to the north of the tundra, there still exists live mammoths, relics of the long-gone ice age, a tiny population that has been preserved for more than 12 centuries under Ukol care. The island the pachyderms inhabit is called Syberia. To my notes, I add the tale of this legend as Marie Baldrinoff related it in her memoirs. It agrees on all points with statements from Ukols I had the fortune to meet. Although this story constitutes no proof of the existence of the island or Syberia, it forms a tantalizing hypothesis. Blue grass, fossilized plant life, scarlet bramble. When fall arrives, the odor of its flowers is so strong that it is known to awaken hibernating Yuki. Scarlet bramble, mixed with walrus blubber or tallow. This scarlet bramble is frequently used in Ukol medicine. The fumes released by burning it have considerable healing properties. The shamans recount that the plant only grows on the tomb of one whose soul is at peace. Legend of Syberia. I'll let you guys read this. I read this in the last LP. You can pause it here if you want and read it yourself. Here's the next page. And the next. And the next. Oh, wait a second. Okay. When the explorer Baldrinoff arrived among the Ukols, she noted the presence of what was once a ship. Only the Ukols could perceive the mythical craft of their legends beneath the layers of ice that had accumulated over centuries. She put forward the hypothesis that the accumulated ice had eventually doubled the volume of the ark and rendered it incapable of negotiating the dangers posed by floating ice in the Arctic flow. I, Alexei Toukov, can confirm that the observations of this audacious adventure are true. The ark that leads to the Isle of Syberia is indeed real, and even if I have not found the formal proof, I am convinced that this isle's existence and that remnants of a mammoth population may still live there today. I don't think there's... yeah, there's one thing. A Ukol relic. Okay. Now we need to go find some scarlet bramble. And where will we find it? On the tomb of one whose soul is at peace. So it's going to be in here somewhere. Let's go this way. Oh, there we go. There we go.
What on earth is that? What on earth is that?
Oh, come on. Do we have anything to take it with? We have nothing?
What on earth is that?
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to take this? This is Alexei Toukov's grave, too. Okay, there's got to be some scissors or something around here somewhere. Shears.
Whiling away those celibate hours. This casket gives me the creeps. It's kind of steep.
Yeah, I know. Oh, come on. I had a breakthrough. I knew what I was doing. And now I'm lost again. Have to find something to cut that bramble with. Maybe in Hans' room there's something that I missed. Ah.
Cheese and dry bread.
Oh, come on.
Yummy.
Take the knife. Okay.
I need something else to activate it. Cheese and dry bread.
Okay.
I need something.
See if Hans has anything to say.
Hans?
Hmm?
Nope. Okay, so... What? What? There's gotta be something somewhere. Maybe try in the main room of the monastery again. And none of these guys are gonna talk to us. Why there'd be scissors or shears or something over here, I don't know. But...
Hello, Father.
Hello, my child.
Okay.
You really can't do anything for Hans?
His destiny is not in mortal hands. We must pray, dear girl. Pray for his redemption.
But Hans has no reason to repent.
His fever-driven outpourings are not those of a holy man. Oh, far from it.
Hans Varlberg is not a sinner.
The pagan fantasies with which he sullies the air in his delirium are those of a heretic. Pray, female, pray to save your friend from the sizzling fires of hell.
You're a total crackpot. You're a fanatic. I will talk to Hans. You hear? I talked to Hans.
Yes.
And?
He seems better.
It is but an illusion, my girl. His mortality is teetering on the brink. I know about these things.
He told me about a monk who could help him.
Alexei.
And what monk might that be, Miss Walker?
A monk who has spent long years with the Ukols, that mysterious tribe from the far north.
Your friend is clearly very sick.
But I have
my
proof
poor
that that monk
child.
existed.
Father, do you know a man named Alexei Toukov?
He was a heretic and charlatan. He is not worth the breath, my girl.
It seems Hans Varlberg considers him highly.
Your friend must have lost his marbles.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
true.
could I just meet the man anyway?
No. Alexei Toukov has left us. A long time ago, Miss Walker.
Excuse my insistence, Father, but where might I be able to find Alexei Toukov? It's very important.
Alexei Toukov is dead, my girl. May his soul rest in peace.
And we've already been to his
May
grave.
his soul rest in peace.